Hi guys, it's day one of OzCon at Brisbane. I am your content creator, Chelsea the Market Lady here, and we're at OzCon Brisbane Convention Centre. So I'll show you around with me. I'm also a volunteer, so we'll be helping. So buckle in for a lot of content. Hey internet people, it's Chelsea from the future. This is old content that I recorded a couple of weeks ago. I delayed it because I don't think I was ready to express my whole, just what I expected to what I learned now was a bit different. So I will be doing a voiceover of why you guys watch the content and the convention. So hopefully you guys enjoy it. I got accepted as a content creator and volunteer on 2025, the 10th of September. I was so ecstatic that I got accepted as a content creator and volunteer that I was finally being seen as a creator. Like, this for me was like a breakthrough. Like, it meant big for me. It was like seeing all my hard work putting onto YouTube and other social media platforms I use and seeing all my hard work paying off for me to make connections, which unfortunately didn't happen. The way I was treated as a creator and volunteer was disgusting and revolting by the people who looked after the volunteers and content creators did not sit right with me. And another thing that really got under my skin is how rudely they treated us. It felt like the Mean Girls movie, basically. If you haven't been at OzCon, their volunteers or content creator for like a few years, it felt like they didn't want you there, which was like, if you don't want us here, then why are you asking for volunteers in the first place if you're going to treat them like shit and crap? To me, that just doesn't sit right because you're asking for volunteers and all the female staff are treating their volunteers, like the new ones, like crap and shit. And the ones that stay the longest, like, were like, oh my god, it's nice to see you again, family. Like, oh my god, and all that stuff. And when I was helping some vendor friends of mine who had sliced some of the skin because some of the sharp store booths they had, I had to go get a band-aid for them, so I went up to the office because I know where the first aid kit is. I asked for a band-aid from these ladies and she just gave me a whooping, basically. It was like, why don't you know where the first aid kit? I was like, I don't know because no one gave me a tour of where the first aid kit is. And the second of all, on the first and second and third day, none of them knew I was a content creator. Like, I had to pull up emails saying I was accepted as a content creator for myself. And I was asking where my creator bundle was because you get gifts as a creator, because I was doing that as well on those 3 days. And they just kind of treated me like crap and just shit. And I wouldn't recommend volunteering or, you know, doing the content creation for these people. Like, I would not recommend it because they treat their new volunteers like crap. That's all I have to say on that part. And another thing that got really under my skin is the music and entertainment that they had. They had paid these lip syncing idols who aren't even real singers but apparently have got fans and got merch. And since I do audio and music at the same time, to me that kind of felt a slap in the face. And I was actually talking to this other new volunteer dude who was also a busker and makes music for a living. You should have seen his eyes. This poor dude looks like his whole vision of his motivation stream shattered. Seeing these fake singers and having fans and people buying merch from these fake idols. Like, these are clowns. People, I will say, do not become a lip sync idol. I don't care. You're not an artist. You're a clown. Please get a real job or go to actual singing lessons. And, be a real singer like everyone else does. Don't just say, oh, I'm a lipstick idol and stuff. It's not a job. And you're the people that makes music and audio people seem like clowns because you ruin this experience for half of them and half of our careers. And another thing that really got under my skin is when I went to go sign in, and then when I signed out later, they didn't sign me in. I was like, lady, I signed in with you. I was literally there in front of you. It's like, do you go to a section? I was like, I kind of like said no because, like, seeing those fake idols and me being like in audio and music, that just triggered me. Like, it felt like a slap in the face, basically. Like, these fake idols have merch and people are buying them. I'm sorry. You're like stupid. I'm sorry, but not sorry. Like, if you wanted, like, real entertainment, get real singers or, like, hire out karaoke booths for people and put it in another section, like, that had Just Dance there. You could have easily made, like, a karaoke section. But I'm sorry, don't get volunteers to hang around if they're just sitting there doing nothing. And they literally got to do, like, security's job, and I realized, like, in that moment, because we had to do kind of like making sure the crowds around the lanes, because they put it in a section where the artist alley was, so it was quite squished. So they made us do kind of like traffic control around those sections, and I realized like I had put myself in kind of like a danger. Now that I look back at it, in case I could have triggered anyone or made anyone upset, and they could have attacked me. And at that point, I also had a broken wrist, so I was in a cast. So I have not been able to defend myself looking back at it. So I did put myself in a very, very dangerous situation, which I do not recommend. That is security's job. Like, you do not tell people to move. Like, if they are 6 feet tall, which I told like people that tall to move, they could have easily like, like hit me or like, like thrown me across the room. And just looking back at it, I should have never done that. I should have like literally walked away and handed my volunteer shirt back in at that point. Now looking back at it, I was very stupid. I was like, on adrenaline, enjoying my time, not really thinking of like the clear dangers because no one's in the right head at conventions. Like, oh my god, pop culture, money everywhere, seeing all of your favorite characters, seeing all of your favorite celebrities, if you know who are like half these people, like I didn't. I'm more of the old time classic people, not more of these brand new age like voice actors or actors that were there or like extra people. I'm sorry, but if you're like getting the like extras in, if they're just in there for like half a second, they're not real actors. Okay, can we just get that one thing straight? If they're like extra actors in the background, I'm sorry, they're not real actors. They're background extras like you could find at a university. And like another thing that really pissed me off is like they only gave the volunteers like only like a 23% discount for food. I'm sorry, if they're working for free, give the volunteers like free meals. It's the least kindest thing like you can do. Like these people are sacrificing not actually like, having a good time. That's the least thing you can do. Like, come on. Free meals to volunteers, not just give them like a 23% discount. Like, convention food is kind of expensive like over there, and we're quite in a like, a cost of living right now. And just like looking back at it, like that was another like red flag. If these people like are sacrificing like fun times on a weekend and sacrificing all that fun time, like I would not do it. Like for that, I would like ask for a free meal, but I had brought my own lunch because like I didn't want to waste my own money and stuff. But like that's like something to be wary of there if they only just do a discount. Like these are your weekends and Fridays if you help set up with like the vendors and stuff. So yeah. And on like my first day of the Saturday, when I got to know the music and entertainment wasn't for me, was the team leader female like being awfully rude. Like I had said to her, like I have to do recording because the only nice guy staff there was this guy. He had ginger hair. And kind of say, if he's listening to this, like bless your heart, like you're one of the good ones. All of the rest were like just rotten apples because it was more of a female dominated like head of staff than more of the males than I've ever seen in other like volunteer convention like head of like staff or volunteers. So that was also a big eye opener that like there was more female like head staff there than males. Um, but like I just love like bless his heart. He was the only nice guy that ever asked if I was okay, if I was recording. I said yes. Um, he asked me it like when I was like clearly breaking down. I was like everything right. I was like no, I'm getting treated like shit, and there's nothing he could really do. Like, do you know your team was like, yeah, I do, but like, no, like they're not really doing shit, and they're kind of being rude. And half of those Fridays, Saturdays, and Sunday, some of the team leaders were still like flying into Brisbane. Like these were like last minute things, so they didn't even know if like half the team leaders were even going to show up those days. So half of us was left alone for team leaders that were still arriving like late and stuff. So yeah. And another thing that really made me sure like these are really rotten people of like volunteer staff head leaders is that on my first day that I knew that the music events weren't for me is when she asked like, "Oh, you're a content creator?" Like kind of like in a snappy, kind of rude minded way, and I was like, "Yeah." These like were my two backup options because I had already bought like normal attending tickets because I didn't know like if I was going to be accepted to any of them, but it turns out, hey, I did. And like, if I knew that this was going to happen, I would have just attended like a normal person. I would have never like volunteer or be a content creator for them. Like, I would never do it even if you paid me. Never again. And also another thing is when I showed up early sometimes, just in case, like, trains were running late, buses were running late, that I got there a few minutes early and I would wait up at the volunteer office and when I saw the lady open her laptop, I was like, like just at the wall waiting to get checked in and this lady says, "Oh, how I love to murder people who will show up early when I'm not ready. I'm sorry, it's 5 minutes till opening. You do not say that to a volunteer, because that to me is like showing like you guys don't know how to run a business. Like you guys don't know how to run a volunteer business. Like you guys don't know how to run something. You never say you want to murder people for arriving early and stuff. Like you want to support eagerness. That's what you do. You do not like just say it bluntly and rude. That's not what you do. And another thing is when like I was also a content creating volunteer is when half of these other female like volunteer like big ups said, "Where does your loyalties lie? Does it lie with content creating or does it lie with volunteering?" I was like, ladies, these are my two backup options. And for starters, it would have to be content creating like straight on the dot because like the volunteer stuff has been awfully rude and like shit and you guys have been mean to all the new volunteers. You've only ever have been nice to the ones who have turned up year after year, but you've like guys have just been rude to the newcomers who are actually wanting to help and support and get the word out about this convention because you're the second like or third least big convention. The first one is Supernova. Like you come in second or third place, but you think you're the first, but you're not. Like get that through your head. Supernova is the first biggest convention there is in Brisbane. And like another thing that really got under my skin was like it was very squished and like they had like food trucks there that had like an open section because like I don't want to sort of like steam or smoke in the center, but like they could have opened up like a third hall and been able to rent it because like some of those it felt like you were trampling over each other and like dangers and hazards with it and like people have medical issues, so I was like just like another thing that really bothered me is like open the other hall that's in this video being shot right now, like open it. Like the entertainment center at South Bank has multiple halls. Like you can afford it, dude. Like just open the halls, make it like stop like feeling like we're getting trampled over. Like learn from the toasty market where they have like a time code to let like you know like people come in and out at certain like times and when they were told to leave, like get that happening because I like felt like I was getting squished and trampling over people. I nearly felt like I was going to trip over my own 2 feet at the time. So please make sure, like, next time open up some halls, or like just save up just a bit for more like room for people. Like, thank you. That was all like I have to say about my experience at OzCon. What I would say from like learning and reflecting from this, I would not do it again. But please, please do support these vendors. Some of them I have been friends with since I go to other like conventions, like really smaller ones over like Beanley Way, Gold Coast, all that way down there. And like when you get to know around the conventions a lot more, you like tend to become friends with a lot of like vendors. And I do recommend supporting all these vendors like that were there. Like they are really good artists. Like I highly, highly recommend it.
day 2 of OzCon, and we are here. Anyway, let's go!